What's up, guys? Welcome to another live session. Today it is March 16th, 2020, and we're back at again on the charts. For everyone watching on YouTube, please welcome to another live session. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the video. We're gonna pick last week's winner, and then we're gonna get into the session. Also, for those that are on Portal, we're having some issues, so I advise you guys watch it in the link that I sent in the chat. Go ahead and check the chat on Portal. I sent a link today for today's live. Go ahead and watch it there, and let's quickly pick the winner for last week's video. So we had some pretty good comments. I'm just going to quickly randomly choose this winner. Okay, let's pick who's going to get a free month of trading room access. Let's see. The winner is LSKN. His comment was that USD CAD trade. Oh, that volatility got me. Yes, that volatility got everyone, and it's not stopping for anyone. This week is gonna be pretty similar to last week, where the number of cases grow and the markets are kind of in a tug of war. So we'll talk about that. Also, in the description of this live video is the sign up link for our Discord channel. So make sure you guys sign up. Well, it's a 2-minute process. Also, our referral program, if you guys don't know, I'll quickly go over that once more. It's our March referral program, and I think it's a very good way to take advantage. So for premium members, you can bring a max of 10 friends into our Discord for all of them to get a 14-day trial. If you're a free member and you bring a minimum of 3 friends, they also get a 14-day trial. After that, if the 3 people join our service, you either get free membership for as long as they stay, or they get you get recurring commission for the lifetime of the membership. So if you're looking for extra income, this is the way to go. All you have to do is email support@forexlens.com your referral list, and we'll verify it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move forward. So make sure you do that. You can also email Allison and the chat room admin on Discord to get more information if you have any questions. So I think that covers most of it. So let's get into it. This is a pretty chaotic time. As we saw last week, the volatility kicked our butt. But you know, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, some of the trades that we took came in our favor. Mostly Aussie dollar, which dropped pretty much close to 200 pips, if not more. And we'll talk about the signal in question. So for those that are on YouTube, and pretty much everyone's gonna be on YouTube today, just because we're having some issues. If you have any questions throughout this session, just let me know and I'll answer them as I go by. But this is our Aussie dollar signal at 0.62860. As you can see, the price right now is 0.61440, and so it's around an 140 pip gain. But we went pretty much, as deep as that. We went actually all the way to 0.60780. So 0.6780. It's around 200 pips away. Since then, we've kind of pushed back up, and if you look at the title of this video, it's the US dollar is the preferred safe haven. As you can see, gold has also dropped, and a lot of the majors might drop against the dollar. That's what it was looking like until this morning. We had some pretty bad data for the dollar. Empire State Manufacturing Index, negative 21.5 compared to the forecast of 5.1. Now that is pretty low if you ask me. And it's obviously a reflection of the current Black Swan event, and it just tells you that much of the global markets are in trouble. And today, actually over the weekend, Goldman Sachs basically came out and said that we are in a bear market. They officially confirmed it, and a global recession is on the horizon. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when, and it's looking like it's going to be at the end of this quarter, or definitely by the start of quarter 2. So with that being said, we're going to have to basically revert our US dollar bias from the start of the year, where we were really bullish on it, and kind of figure out how we're going to navigate through the markets. So I do expect the dollar to cut rates. You can see the Bank of Japan, they're at negative 10%. That's their standard. This week we have some ECB stuff, so I'm trying to find, and core retail sales for the dollar. As you can see, they're all down across the board, obviously. It actually might go up since people are stockpiling toilet paper and all that stuff. I'm not sure why, but anyways, we have CPI data, unemployment information for the Aussie, and as you can see, the numbers are down across the board as well. Thursday, pretty quiet. Maybe we have some Swiss franc monetary policy, so I think that's gonna be something fun. And then CAD, pretty quiet Friday, but as you can see, the Canadian bank rate is expected to be slashed all the way to 0%. I think they want to cut it by 100 basis points. It is speculation, but I think that's what's going to happen. So it's not looking good for the for the CAD, and we might see USD CAD rocket up. Anyways, for Aussie dollar, I just got out with the last bit I had left. I'm waiting for the support to just kind of get breached. If we do so, definitely going to head lower. Now this signal, if you did not enter it yet, the entry's still there. What I'd wait for is this current 4-hour candle to turn bearish on us. For example, if this candle from going from a hammer can turn into a bearish candle somewhere down here, then we're good to short to our next level. So this signal I sent last week is still valid. If you're in it, move your stop loss into profit, even 30 to 40 pips, even 50 pips if you want to. I got out the trade completely just now with a nice miniature gain. So I'm just looking for a re-entry. There may be a chance for this to rebound, and so we'll take a look at that probably tomorrow in terms of entry. Let me just check the YouTube chat very quickly. Hopefully everyone's had a good weekend and no one caught anything. So hey Marco, hey Big Ray, seeing a lot of new faces. Morning, first time here, welcome trading courses. Johnny, Crypto, Ahmed, welcome guys. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. You didn't leave the house. Social distancing is a big thing. But yeah, Aussie dollar, we do expect it to go lower, especially with employment data coming out later in the week, and it's forecasted to be bearish. So that looks awesome. Let's take a look at gold, because this thing melted over the weekend, and my goodness, you can see the that is amazing, right? So let me remove this. And you can see where gold. Well, actually, let me remove this part here. So we talked about gold on Friday, and what we talked about is actually this candle right here. So we talked about the potential for gold coming all the way back down here. If we get a bearish candle, within this area, we'd be looking for shorts, and we definitely got that. So I'm gonna remove this right now, and you can see over the weekend this thing snapped all the way to this key level. It didn't need to, but obviously a key level is going to attract price, and what do you know, over the weekend it went pretty much exactly to our level, maybe give or take a few pips, to 1450-ish area. Now that's pretty awesome for gold to do that. Just confirms our levels and the importance of it. Now since then, the daily candle right now looks pretty damn bullish. It's obviously a huge hammer with the long wick to the downside, but it could, right now it's an indecision candle, pretty much an equal wick to the top and bottom. So I think today's daily candle will be very important. As you can see here, we had a huge candle to the downside and almost a equal size candle to the upside. So this is just the market's processing what happened over the weekend. So I'd give it maybe the end of the day before you even start trading this, but it's made it pretty easy for us. If we do breach 1450 again, we're probably headed lower, and based on the dollar being the preferred safe haven, I think this might be the case. Even though gold is a safe haven as well, I think right now the dollar has the dollar is leading the pack in terms of how the world is dealing with the Black Swan event. So I think it's gonna take over, at least for the short term. So we'll look at that. I'll just put an alert. The volatility is crazy, so who knows? We might have an entry by the end of the day, but somewhere around 1447. Let's take a look at the monthly candle. You can see, I mean, it was bearish, but it's well within the price action, right? I told you guys if we clear this previous low, then our trend has shifted. But since then, it's still creating. This was a higher high. This is a higher low, which is right on par with this low. So we could have a rebound from here. We really could. So it all depends on what happens. If we do clear 1450, then the best bet is to take a short all the way down back to 1200. And yeah, it looks like a good idea. And the peak for gold for this year was 1704, and our target was 1800. So we came pretty close from our original idea at 1550, but it's been heavily manipulated this week. So definitely something to watch out for, because if we do breach 1450, it's a good chance we're going lower. Can I go over GU? Okay. Last week I took a few shorts on GU, and since then it melted. I wanted to re-enter again, but I think the entry is done. Actually, this candle may provide us a secondary entry. I'm just gonna remove these few lines, or actually take profit levels from the past. But you can see we have a pretty clean chart, and overall price is gonna be pulled down to here. It's just a matter of clearing this horizontal ray. You can see we drew this because in the past, let's go to the weekly or the daily. You can see in the past, last time we rebounded from this level, and currently we're trying to do the same. Let's pop to the 4 hour, see if we can get maybe a break. So this is a short idea last week, which magnificent, I mean to the T really if you look at it, but I was out of this pretty damn early. But you can see if you extend this over, you can see that we've breached that last line of support at that horizontal ray. So this is a breach, this is a retest, rejection. This candle right here, this 4 hour candle, is kind of important. If it can turn into a bearish candle and we can breach this previous low, then we're definitely headed back down to 1.2700. That's what I see for a pound right now. There might be an intraday scalp to the upside, back to this resistance right here. But any breach below here and we're headed lower. If you look at the 1 hour, you can see that support we've created. So you see this support right here. Let me show you with the horizontal ray, and you can see the support right since our sell-off. We've had a hard time to break past this level, and anytime we have broken this level, it's never been a bearish candle. This candle is not very bearish. It's more of an indecision candle. That's why we had a hammer printed, and this candle is probably gonna go back up to this resistance. Either these highs or test these highs right here. For us, we want to trade with the trend, so we're gonna look for a break below this level right here. And I think that's what we'll wait for a pound. I'll put an alert too. But you guys can see from the 3 setups we already discussed, the dollar is what we're going to be banking on for its dominance this week. And there's going to be more speeches by Trump and all the other members of UN about the epidemic or the pandemic, and we'll figure out what their feeling on the whole matter is. But some places, for example California, they closed all restaurants, clubs, etc. Unless for example, clubs and nightclubs are all closed. Restaurants are closed except for takeout or delivery options. So they're taking that social distancing thing pretty hard. And Italy is the second most affected country. They have, I think, 1,900 deaths. It's pretty bad over there. So we'll see what happens this week. Over the weekend we had a lot more cases. So now, when everyone's back to the office at the UN, at the health officials, they'll determine what's going to happen. So maybe throughout the day we'll learn more information. In Canada, for example, there are some rumors, and they're just rumors, that there may be full-out lockdown, other than pharmacies and grocery stores being open. I'm not sure how true that is, but we have the day just started, so we'll see what comes in the next few hours and into the next few days. But right now we're going to be banking on the dollar, just taking it over. You can see it's a significant downtrend we're on for GU. This is post-Brexit. It's still trying to get its footing. And America and the UK were supposed to sign the biggest trade deal in history, but that's put on a hiatus right now because things are much more important than that. So definitely a nice setup to watch out for, guys. But I think it's going to take some time for us to get down here. When we do get down there, I'll send the entries and stuff through, but I think that'll be more of a conversation for Tuesday's session. GA, welcome, guys. Some new Jessica, welcome. Can you go over CAD Swiss? I will. and Kiwi Yen. So Kiwi Yen, I took a swing short last week. I got out when I could. CAD Swiss, let's take a look. I believe I gave someone an idea of CAD Swiss last week. Let's see if I did. Oh yeah, I did. And CAD Swiss still remains the same. So we'll just quickly go to the weekly just to show you the idea. Now, CAD Swiss has never been this low before in its entirety of existence. It's never been this low. So we're at historic lows right now. And so the reason why, we're choosing these arbitrary levels is because they're psychological levels. For example, 0.65 or 0.60,000. And that's what we're targeting right now. You can see the last weekly closure right here was pretty bullish. It turned into a bearish hammer. And so what we did was we went to the 4-hour time frame. And we basically drew out this support. You can see, we had a huge breach of this blue support zone right here. Boom. And since then, we've struggled to close below this level at 0.67370. You can see this support. And so basically, the consensus was if we get a bearish closure on the 4-hour time frame, we're definitely headed lower. And this trade setup will be sent on Telegram if it hasn't already. But this is the idea. Pretty simple. Trading with the trend. You can see we're kind of consolidating right now, and so that does tell me we'll have a a sell-off consolidation, and then another sell-off after the consolidation breaks. So let's move this over. Trade idea is still valid, but we're looking for that 4-hour bearish closure, and I'll save this so I make sure to send it through. NSD yen. I haven't checked on it since the open. Got out on Friday, but it should be. I was pretty bearish on it, and we talked about on Friday of being a potential sell. And what do you know it? So that trade idea played out, it gapped over the weekend, and then the rest of the idea played out on Sunday. But if you watch Friday's session, we talked about this box right here, this rectangle box, this trading zone. And the reason why we drew that is because, price was all the way up here on the 13th at resistance. And basically, if we get a bearish closure, we were expected to go down to the bottom of the box. And we did, and we actually went, actually a bit more than that, all the way down to this bottom support. So if I just remove this box now, and see even our price action, it's catching trades over the weekend. It tells you these levels are very important. Now if we just, expand out a bit, you can see our consolidation zone has extended to this level now, right? From this level all the way down to here. You can see since we've come to this level, we've had a long opportunity. So what I'd be waiting for is maybe a break above, 70 or over 64.936 to maybe take it back up to 66.130. That'll be a nice, level, a nice trade to take around the 1,200 pips. So that's not bad. But obviously, based on the price action itself, we're kind of in a trading range, so it's best to take that setup. So remove the box, but it's pretty nice to see we've gapped to our take profit, and then we went down to this last wick area. So I'll put an alert here. Maybe we'll have an intraday setup back to the upside. Oops, crossing up. My alert is at 64.032, and let me just see the R to R. So let's just define where our entry might be. So our entry will probably be right around here where our alert is. Take profit right here, and a stop loss will probably be just below these previous wicks. So something like this. And this is a 2.97, not bad at all. So let me just show you the wicks that I'm talking about right here. So these wicks right here. So if we get an entry somewhere here, our stop loss will be down here, and we'll just take the long up to here. Our take profits will probably be we've got some support. So we got some support here, some resistance right here. So 65.350, and then we'll take another take profit right here, 65.80, and then finally at 66.154. So I'll send this through as well. Who knows, we might have this long setup, and we're looking for maybe a 1-hour closure, but it definitely has to be bullish. So obviously, if you get a candle like this one right here, you would not enter because it's not bullish. You can see a sell-off. But a candle like this one or a candle like this one, nice big body candles, or a hammer of some sort will be nice as well. You can see you have 3 hammers and a huge rally. That's what we're looking for to take this trade. and our first take profit is pretty darn close. In case we don't get all the way there, we'll get something out of this trade. So I'll save this, and we'll see what's up in a few. All right, so what's next? Someone asked, NSD yen's done with oil. Oil GA. Does your price action strategy work with crypto? Yes, it does. I'll show you what we did with Bitcoin. Bitcoin became our I'm not gonna say the word, but Bitcoin became our baby. It does work for crypto. It does work for S&P 500. I sent that S&P 500 trade idea last week, and it worked out to the T. So, is this strategy good for all time frames? Yes. But the higher the time frame, the less noise. So I tend to focus on nothing lower than the 1 hour, unless I'm really eager to trade. So next up we have oil. So oil, our dear friend oil, which has been probably the easiest thing to predict for the past 7 months. Ooh, damn. Let's go to 4 hour. Did we get an entry? Cool. So last week, we had a bit of a conversation about oil because a few people are asking, and it was you, Marco, in particular, and I gave you this, kind of advice. If you get a bearish closure below 30.75, go ahead and enter short, and you can see we got that nice bearish closure, and this thing went all the way down to 28.14, around 180-ish pips. Since then, it's popped back up to the secondary support. So these two lines are very important for U.S. oil. This is a major support, and this is a secondary support. This is where we gapped down over the weekend, last weekend, and we've popped back up. And so over the weekend, we did have this push down. I do think it's bearish for oil, even though Trump stockpiled a bunch of oil. I think his efforts aren't going to be able to recover because you can see the whole world needs oil, right? China, Russia, India, Australia, your major markets, Europe. And if they're not buying oil, it doesn't matter how much oil US is stockpiling. If no one else is doing it, then there's no point. So the worst is yet to come with the Black Swan event, and the price action. You can see it just confirmed our short. We did have that short idea play out to the T. We got a 4-hour closure like we wanted. So I'm still bearish right now. Obviously, the price action's a bit mixed because Sunday we had the gap down, and now Monday morning all the markets are processing everything. So I'd wait for maybe tomorrow or maybe Wednesday to get an idea. But we're definitely bearish. You can see we have this huge gap which hasn't even filled yet. Maybe it has filled 20% of it, but it still has a huge way to go. So still oil, who knows, gas prices might drop down to 25 per barrel. What's up, Big G Dub? What's your take on Euro USD this week? Let's take a look. Now the Euro is kind of an interesting one. It has two things going for it. So last week, we had two very quick, snappy trades for Euro USD. But the volatility, so this, we had this huge trade here. Volatility pushed us at entry, took it a partial position. We had another one, and volatility snapped us back out partial position. And then once again, this thing is kind of stuck in a zone. So I'm going to remove this trade idea. But you can see the consolidation is between these two levels right here. And I'd say for us, it's going to be based on what happens on the 4-hour time frame. Just because the volatility is crazy. I know usually for Euro USD I wait for the hour, but this volatility is just too much for me to take advice off the 1 hour. So the 4-hour time frame, we'll probably wait for a bearish closure down here. Most of the setups right now, if not all, for the majors are showing a sell. So we're basically longing the dollar, and we're gonna use that as a safe haven. So I'll put an alert at 1.1060. I mean 1.10700. If we get a bearish 4-hour closure, then we're probably headed lower. But a lot of these setups are gonna take some time to play out, and it's gonna take some intuition on my part. So I'm not really giving any setups. Last week we didn't even enter anything until later on Monday, just because the volatility was ridiculous. We had huge gaps, and I don't really like the price action right now. And so we'll wait it out, but it's definitely a short for Euro USD. I mean, if you look at the monthly time frame, this monthly candle, I mean, just take this in. This is unprecedented. We've never seen this. This candle at one point was all the way up here. I mean, can you imagine that? And since then, it's been squeezed all the way down here. So uh, that's just the idea right now. We're just looking for a sell position, but nothing really is jumping at me to even enter. Even Aussie dollar I had to get out because it might retrace a bit. GA, let's see GA. I'm pretty sure GA went to the moon because Aussie dollar is just weak. But let's confirm. Right, so it did go pretty high. Let's just see if this is the chart you were talking about. Right, here it is. So, damn, I mean, if this candle wasn't here right now, this monthly candle, I definitely want to go long, but so if you guys remember, last week we had a GA long, which put up pretty nicely. We're gonna remove this idea. Since then, I mean, can you look at this price action right here? Look at this. Like, this is so ugly. I don't know what to do with this. So we had this huge wick to the top. This was actually around 1,200 pips last week, and then since then, look, if you see the 4-hour candles here, it's not really doing too much. Kind of just within this box, and this is a huge trading range. But if you look at these, focus on these candles right here. These candles don't tell me anything. It just does not tell me anything other than when markets are, in a tug of war. There's indecision. I mean, there's nothing you can do with this price action here. So I really don't know. I'm on the 4-hour time frame, which I usually use to judge pound pairs. But my best case, advice is just to avoid pound Aussie right now. This is just I don't know. You can't really make sense of this. I'll go on the 1 hour, try to find something. I mean, on the 1 hour, you can kind of see two distinct levels right here. This level and this level. So maybe you can trade the ranges from here to here every time we reject off or bounce off. But I don't know, man. This is a headache to manage. But wish I could give something more concise about GA, but I'd rather be honest than give something that's not there. The timestamp issue, yeah, we're working on it. We're definitely working on that. Aussie CHF. Let me try to find one with analysis if there is any. Nope. Alright, cool. Aussie CHF. Let's take a look. The reason why I don't have any levels is because it's creating new lows. That's why. So Aussie CHF. I think we explained this on Friday. We know how badly Aussies affected the Australian dollar, and we also know that the Swiss franc is a safe haven. So when you combine those two things, what the hell is this? When you combine those two things, it's a bad recipe, especially if you're a buyer. But I mean, this thing, I don't know. I mean, you can just short it. If you're dating back to 2001, it's never been as low as it is right now. So you can literally see the whole storyline of Aussie CHF. It opened all the way up here at 0.84560. And then it's creating new historic lows. So I really don't know. Right now it's at 0.58300. I'd probably, if it was me, since there's no past data to make a prediction, I'd probably just go for like a psychological level, maybe 0.55000 as a long-term target. Since the last time we've crushed a support was at 0.66000, and that was 8,000 pips away. So we're long gone from past data to even make predictions. But I mean, Marco, if you have the capital and you have the patience, hold this short to maybe a psych level. You know, 0. Try to get this for you. 0.55,000 right here. I mean, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. The past 3 monthly candles have been nothing but sell-offs. Oh yeah, key thing though, they're trying out the vaccine today. So in Seattle, in the U.S., they did their first vaccination for the Black Swan event. So maybe that thing, the result of that vaccine, could be a huge market maker, you know, market mover. It could shock the markets if it really does end up working. But you know, I mean, it's just enter short, I guess. You know, I guess I put my stop loss maybe just above these previous highs. And enter a small position and give it a go. I mean, this is a hugely fundamental trade. 1.5 RTR. I mean, you can probably get better on the 1 hour, but to me personally, I would just be worried about the downside more than a take profit. You can even go lower than this level, but you know, this is still not bad, I guess. Me personally, if we're entering here, then this is a good trade to take. 2.49 if you enter now. You know, we're on this retracement. Stops above the previous highs. It's not a bad trade to take, but I rather not, just because it's so fundamentally driven, and we know fundamentals can be manipulated, especially with a potential vaccine coming out. No problem. Also, for you guys on YouTube, if you haven't joined our Discord, man, make sure you join. It's an awesome place to be. So every day we have these daily technicals where we give each support and resistance level, pivot points, you know, comments on it. And then we have daily fundamentals, which breaks down all the fundamentals, so you don't have to worry about going on 50 different sites. And we obviously have a community discussion section where we can chat with other traders, share memes, you know, share ideas, etc. And then we have my chart work posted from all these sessions. We have also other traders. We have Elliott Wave traders. We have, you know, scalpers, ICT guys. And then we have all our signal providers. So if you guys are looking to join the Discord and the Forex trading group, stay tuned for the end of the session. I'll be giving away a 50% off coupon code. If you just want to join the Discord and get a feel for how we are, what we do, see some of our past results. You know, you can see all the gains people are making. Join by using the sign up link below. It's a quick form you'll fill out, and then you can message either me, Allison, or chat room admin to get started. So make sure you guys do that. It's definitely a place to be. It's much better than Telegram if you ask me. So any pair recommendations, let me know, guys. James M, thank you for your comment. You guys are doing a great job on Discord, by the way. I love it. I'm starting to love Discord too. It's definitely a lot more organized. So any pair recommendations, guys, let me know. Otherwise, I'll send this session off and I'll give the coupon code. Just gonna go through some pairs. Okay, let me so while you guys decide some pair recommendations, I'll just take a look at Bitcoin, because since someone asked if this works for Bitcoin. So this was the short we caught, among the many others, but this was a nice short we caught past 6,000. And what I discussed on Friday's session is still very true, and still holds value. Basically, this was Bitcoin's melt last week. You can see the wicks went as far as 3883, so 3,883. And since then we've popped back up to retest that 6,000 level handle right here. And basically what we're waiting for is for these candles to reject this level, and for that to happen we want one of these candles to eventually close below this wick somewhere down here to take us back to 3,000. Now if we get to 3,000 and lower, it's a wrap for Bitcoin in my opinion. Right now the candles are trying their way to get down to here, so we'll see. But yes, price action and our strategy works for any market. While you guys think of the pair recommendations, no problem, Jessica. also, while you guys are here, might as well just send the coupon code. So these sessions happen every day, Monday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, and they're recorded in case you miss it. Monday and Friday are the free sessions. Now, if you want to get in on the trades we take on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you want to get access to our Discord, all the services, including our signals, fast signal providers, and all my chart work. All you have to do is very simple: is go to forexlens.com. Then you're going to go to Forex Trading Room, and you're going to click Get Started. And you're going to click Get Full Access. Now what you do here is you're going to fill out this form. It's going to take maybe 2 minutes. When you click Next, you're going to put this coupon code in. It is called First 50. Okay, First 50. And this is the number 0, not the letter O. First 50, you put that here, you're gonna get 50% off your first month. So instead of $97 for your first month, it's only $48.50. That's a huge deal. It's a huge bargain to get all my teachings, my live sessions, and all my signals, and 4 other providers, and full access to the Discord. So take advantage while you still can. First 50 is the coupon code. Any recommendations, let me know, guys. I was Chance the singer. I was referred to you guys by a friend. Still waiting on a response for access. Let me know who you messaged. If you haven't messaged anyone yet, just can you message Allison on Discord, and she'll help take care of you. And let us know who referred you. So that's awesome. Welcome to Forex Lens. Oswald, we could not see what you did. Okay, let me quickly go over. My apologies if I'm going too fast. So basically, this is the coupon code. You're going to go to forexlens.com, right? Forexlens.com, and then go to Forex Trading Room. Click it, and then you click Get Full Access. And what you're going to do is fill out this form. It's going to take a minute to fill out. Then you're going to click Next. At the bottom of your cart, you'll see Add a Promo Code, and you're going to add the promo code First 50. Hit Enter your keyboard, and you get 50% off your first month. So that's for all my live sessions, Monday through Friday, and fast signal providers, and our Discord. So that is how you do it. Yeah, so if you have any questions, once you get on Discord, feel free to message Allison. She'll take care of you. And I think that'll be that, guys. So I will see all the members, all the VIP members, for another live session on Tuesday. If you're still on the fence about joining, I'll join you on Friday. I think we have some messages on Discord. Hopefully it's not any pair recommendations that I missed. Is there a session? Yes, there is a session. We are live right now. Let's see if anyone had any questions. Oh yeah, Janny wanted Euro CHF to be looked at, so give it a look. Yeah, guys, if you have any prayer recommendations throughout the day, shoot them through user requested TA, and I'll get to them during the day or during the next session. So Euro CHF, we'll give that a quick look, and we'll probably finish there. So Euro CHF is also just in a major sell-off. Now, I don't think we have a chart for this, so we'll probably have to develop one real quickly. And so this is also on its way of making new historical lows. That's pretty cool. So Euro CHF, we're going to quickly determine this as our support. Our past support here, this was during the flash crash. You can see pretty nice support, and we're well on our way there. I think price is going to be magnetized to this level. And if you look, we've also broken this past support here. So this is a previous support, and we have crushed it. So it does look like a nice, huge move to the downside, and I think that's what Johnny said. It looks like there might be a 200 pips up for grabs at the current level, breaks to the downside. Yeah, I agree. There's definitely a huge move down, and you can see the level that broke. It's pretty clear as day that's going here. So right off the monthly, you can see it's a good setup. And even the weekly candle is nice. So this is an inverted hammer right now for the weekly candle. Now when we look to the left, you can see some huge resistance at these wicks. So we're going to define them by using our horizontal line. And currently, price is resting on that resistance. and resistance can be used as support, and as you've known, it can happen. So right now this level is very important, this 1.05333 level. Now if we get a break of that candle on the 4-hour time frame, then we're definitely headed back to this blue zone. So we'll take a look on the daily and then the 4-hour and see if we get that break anytime soon. So right now the daily candle is trying pretty hard to break below, and that's what we're going to need. We're going to need a break below this level. I'll put an alert when we do, and we'll have an amazing swing trade. I'm very excited to enter this trade. So very nice pair recommendation, Janny. And our stop loss, we'll go to the 4-hour to determine that. So our stop loss would probably be right around these highs, this 4-hour resistance, like so. You can see 4-hour resistance right here. So if we enter short, we're never pretty much a guaranteed at least a 2.0 R to R setup, if not more. So here we have a 2.58, and it's pretty amazing setup if you ask me. So we have to clear this last minute support before we go lower, and if we do get that closure, I'll send in the take profit levels once we get to that point. But that's awesome. So we have a few setups that are pending, and it's going to require some patience, but a nice find, Jenny. Alright, let's quickly going through this. Yeah, gold, we're definitely going to short that if we get that closure. Pound yen, CAD yen, so pound yen, CAD yen, okay. Alright guys, make sure when you send your suggestions, it's either on YouTube chat or the portal chat, or actually just to make it simple, just do it in the requested TA. I think that'll be the best way. So user requested TA. So someone asked for CAD yen and pound yen. So let's take a look. So CAD yen is just chilling at support. It's not really doing too much. It's a major support, so I understand why. This is our chart for 2020. So let's take a look. The Bank of Canada said they're a few months away from a recession. So and in that term, I'd be looking for shorts right now. This weekly support can only do so much. So really, you'd want this candle to close below this level, this blue zone, for us to go lower. But honestly, I don't know about any imminent trade setups, especially since the daily, we've closed below this blue zone. We've popped right back above. This candle could have rejected right here. This candle could have came down and rejected this, this whole break retest, but it came back above. So it's gearing for a long, especially as this candle turns into a hammer. So I don't know. I might be looking for maybe a longs back up to this prior support, depending on how today's 4-hour daily candle closure happens. So we'll see. But for me personally, I want to trade with the trend and not really catch a reversal. So I'd be waiting for a 4-hour closure below 74.260 to take us to make historic lows. That'd just be my idea. But we got ways to go for that to happen. So put an alert right here, and we can determine which historic lows we'll target. But I mean, even if we go to something like 65 flat, you have a nice 2.4 R to R. So a lot of pending setups, but you guys have to give the market some time to kind of digest and make sense of what happened over the weekend. So user requested TA, you should be in that. If you're not, make sure you message Allison. Any Discord problems, message Allison and she'll take care of you. Someone asked for pound yen, and I think pound yen is just going to continue to melt. Damn. So last week we took a quick short on this trade, a very simple short which popped back above, took our partial position, and since then it's gapped back down to go lower. I do think this thing is headed lower. Let's take a look at the 4-hour The 4-hour was pretty bullish, and now this thing is trying to be bearish. What I'd wait for maybe is just a breach of this support right here, of this last 4-hour candle. If we can clear the last 4-hour low, then we're definitely headed lower to 1.26. So 126, maybe 128 area. So that's my opinion. As you can see, the price action is still bearish. And this is what I mean by higher highs, higher lows. It's a perfect example. So you can see, this is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this high did clear this low right here, but it did go on to make a lower low. And then this high cleared this high and this high, but we did have a sell-off. So just because we create a new high does not mean it's a complete trend shift. You usually want to get a confirmation on the next low it creates, and that low is all the way down here. So that's just a way to see these retracements happen. So what I'll be waiting for is a break below the 4-hour low to confirm we're going lower. Now Mondays are brief kind of guideline session where we're just getting a bias for the pairs, not really rushing things for entries, but tomorrow we'll definitely be getting our feet wet at some of these trades. Alright, so I think that's most of people's questions.